Dawn warms the hill country city with gold light, sliding across clay rooftops and waking the narrow streets. Market stalls lift their woven mats. Figs, olives, and jars of oil appear like small promises. Beside the council hall, in a quiet courtyard, a young scribe prepares for his first important task. His name is Ezra. He sets a reed pen into dark ink, smooths a fresh sheet of parchment, and breathes in slowly so his hands will be steady. At his feet stretches Milo, an elegant American long-hair cat, large and dignified, with long brown and black tabby fur and piercing green eyes. Regal, calm and curious, Milo watches everything. The way the ink shines, the way the morning breeze toys with the edge of the page, the way Ezra's heart beats a little faster when he thinks about families who are waiting far away. The council's message is simple but weighty. There is a hungry valley beyond the ridge, and the city must send help. Ezra reads the draft carefully and begins to copy, one careful stroke at a time. The courtyard is a soft chorus of small sounds: the scratch of the pen, the coo of doves, the rustle of palm leaves, the low purr of Milo settling in the shade. Ezra pauses now and then to dry a line, then continues. He tells himself not to rush. He knows that sometimes the most important things are not loud. Sometimes they are as small as a letter, as quiet as a breath. When the copy is complete, Ezra ties it with a simple cord and presses a wax seal. A steady courier named Taman arrives at the gate, sandals laced, satchel ready, eyes kind. The elders accept Ezra's work with gratitude and hand it to Taman. The task seems straightforward. Carry this message to the governor, so the storehouses can open and grain can flow toward the thirsty ground. On the road, dust rises behind Taman's stride. Olive groves cast broken shade, hills rise and fall. At a way station, he sips cool water, checks the seal, and moves on. The governor's hall is modest but orderly. Guards step aside. The message is opened. Eyes scan the lines meant to bless the valley. And then, confusion. A single word does not make sense. The line, meant to say, "Give grain to the valley," appears as "Glove the valley." The room tilts into silence. The governor frowns, not angry, but puzzled. The clerk reads it again, slower. It still says "glove." It is not a big mistake, at least not in sound, yet the meaning collapses. The governor cannot send an order that is unclear. He nods to his steward and speaks calmly. Send a question back to the council. What does this word mean? What should we do? Taman turns and retraces the road with the same steady steps. Back over the ridge, past the olives, through the gate where market voices rise and fall. The elders gather in the council hall and open the message. They know what they wrote, all of them remember. The instruction was to give. But the letters on this copy have become something else. Round faces bend over the page. Concern fills the room, not with anger, but with urgency. If words fail, help is delayed. If help is delayed, people go hungry. Ezra stands very still. He knows he worked carefully, but he also knows care is not the same as perfection. He lays his draft beside his fair copy and reads both slowly. The elders watch with patient eyes. The problem is not a loud stain or a torn half. It is a missing breath, a small stroke. Ezra thinks about the trimming he did along the edge, the tiny curls of parchment he set aside so the page would be neat. He looks toward the low table where those curls rest like pale shells. Milo, who had said nothing and will say nothing, rises and steps onto the table with the quiet confidence of a creature who belongs. He examines the neat piles and sniffs at the tools. Then With a light tap of his paw, he rolls one small curl toward Ezra's elbow. Ezra hardly notices at first, but the curl opens a little as it rolls, revealing a thin, dark line like a single leaf from a branch. Ezra picks it up and carries it to the window where the light is clean. He holds the scrap beside the word in question. Something clicks in his mind. Without that small stroke, the shape of the letter can be mistaken. He sets the scrap along the trimmed edge of the fair copy, and there it is. A tiny piece that should have remained. A slender mark that kept give from becoming glove. It is humble proof that even good work can miss what is small, and that small things can carry great mercy. The elders understand at once. The message did not change in intent. The care failed in a moment of trimming. Ezra's face warms with humility, yet he is not crushed. He sees clearly, and clarity gives him strength. A new copy must be made. It must be slow, careful, and checked out aloud. It must be sealed again, and sent with a note that explains the error and apologizes for the delay. The goal is not to hide the mistake, but to heal it. Back in the courtyard, Ezra begins again. He reads each line as he writes it. He lets each word dry fully before moving on. He traces the shapes with his finger the way a shepherd might tap sheep with his staff, making sure none are missing. The courtyard feels different now, not heavy, but purposeful. Milo sits close, a calm guardian with bright green eyes. The afternoon light stretches the shadows long. Ezra ties the cord, presses a clearer seal, and places the message into Taemon's hands. The elders bless the road ahead. Truth has been cared for. Now mercy can move. Taemon runs with the corrected copy. The journey seems shorter this time because the purpose is sharp. The governor receives the message, reads the line as it was meant to be read, and nods. The meaning is plain. Open the storehouses and send grain within 7 days, beginning today. Workers knock the bar latches free, doors swing wide, and the dry air fills with the sound of sacks being lifted and set, lifted and set. A line of wagons forms in the courtyard like beads on a string. Down in the hungry valley, the square is quiet at first when the first wagon arrives. People watch with cautious hope. Children hover at their parents' knees. The driver steps down, opens the back, and there they are. Sacks enough to fill empty jars and knead into bread. Relief moves across the faces like water across thirsty soil. Laughter and tears arrive together, as they often do. Someone brings dates as a thank you. A little girl reaches up and presses a single fig into Taemon's hand for the road. It is a small gift, but it tastes like celebration. Back in the city, evening falls soft and blue. The elders gather again in the hall. The air is easier now. Ezra stands before them, not bold, not shrunken, simply honest. He is grateful the valley has bread. He is sorry for the delay his trimming caused. Both can be true at once. The elders speak gently. They tell him that faithful work is not the same thing as flawless work. Faithful work means seeing what is wrong and making it right. It means learning a better way and walking in it. They agree on a simple practice. From now on, sacred messages and public orders will be read aloud as they are copied. Each letter will be checked like a traveller at the gate, welcomed only after its name is clear. Trimming will wait until the ink is fully dry, and even then it will be done with care. The room glances toward the courtyard, where Milo rests near the table, serene and attentive, a picture of steady wisdom. Someone smiles and says that a watchful companion helps more than people think. It is a gentle way of saying We all need eyes beyond our own. Later, as the market dims and the sky turns violet, Ezra tidies his workspace. He gathers the small curls of parchment into a jar so none will blow away and cause trouble. He adjusts the lamp, not to work faster, but to see better. He smooths a new page and smiles at the way the flame makes the ink glisten. At his feet, Milo stretches and settles, a warm, breathing pause. Ezra reads a line twice before he begins. He has learned that care is not a race. It is love wearing work clothes. The city sleeps, and the stars scatter above like tiny letters across a dark scroll. Somewhere beyond the ridge, ovens glow and bread rises. In the morning, the valley will eat and children will run with energy, and songs will sound like clean water. All of that, so much life, rested on a small stroke that almost went missing. It is a good reminder for anyone who carries messages, promises, or duties of any kind. Big hopes often ride on small faithfulness.